my name is Humairah binti Darwis. My matrix number is 08 DPI24F 1145 and I'm from DPI2B. I am with Paven Analaki Mani Vanan. Matrix number 08 DPI23F 2055 DPI3B and Piriya Kauri Shri, anak perempuan Humairah, matrix number 08 DPI23F 2049 from DPI3B as well. We will be presenting the topic of the analysis of Malaysia's economy on suku tahun 2 of 2024, and I'll be presenting the highlighted issues of this topic. First of all, the need to sustain growth and momentum. Malaysia's economy showed significant growth of 5.9% in Q2 2024, exceeding the Q1 2024 growth of 4.2%. The concern is whether this strong momentum can be sustained in the face of potential headwinds. While Q2 of 2024 performance was robust, driven by strong domestic demand, especially household spending due to festive seasons and employees provident fund withdrawals and recovering exports. Maintaining this pace requires careful navigation of both domestic and internal factors. Next is sustainability of sectoral growth. These are questions about the long-term viability of the high growth in the construction sector and the potential of other sectors to contribute to sustained economic expansion. The construction sector saw significant growth of 8.7 in Q2 of 2024 from 7.9 in Q1, driven by residential and non-residential and specialized trade subsectors as well as civil engineering projects. However, relying heavily on one sector for growth can be risky. Aside from that, there is global economic uncertainty. The underlying risk posed by the volatile global economic landscape to Malaysia's open economy are significant concern. Malaysia's economy is highly interconnected with the global economy through trade and investment. Therefore, global uncertainties have a substantial impact. Lastly, impacts on living standards and purchasing power. There is a question whether the economic growth translates to tangible improvements in citizens' daily lives and purchasing power. While GDP growth is an important indicator, it doesn't always directly translate to better living standards for all citizens. Factors like income inequality and inflation play a crucial role.
So today I'm going to explain about the problems of macroeconomics. Malaysia is currently facing several major macroeconomic problems that are affecting the nation's economy. The first problem will be inflation. Inflation refers to the general rise price of goods and services. This makes daily life more expensive for everyone. As prices go up, the purchasing power of consumers goes down, meaning people can buy less with the same amount of money. This affects both individuals and business. Then we have slow GDP growth. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, economic recovery has been quite slow. Some sectors like tourism, agriculture and even some more services are still underperforming. This sluggish growth means fewer job opportunities and lower income for many people. Now, let's look at the third problem in macroeconomics, which is unemployment. Unemployment refers to people who are willing and able to work but can't find a job. In Malaysia, one of the key concerns is the high number of jobless graduates and youths. Even though the national unemployment rate has dropped to around 3.3% as of February 2024, structural problems still exist. One of the biggest challenges is the mismatch between the skills of job seekers and the actual needs of the industry. This means many graduates have qualifications that don't align with the available jobs in the market. As you can see in the chart, the number of unemployed persons has decreased slightly over the past year, but tackling youth unemployment and improving education to job matching remain important priorities. Next, there is the issue of the budget deficit. The government is spending more money than it collects in tax. This can increase the country's debt and reduce the funds available for important development projects. Lastly, we are facing a trade imbalance. Malaysia is importing more than it exports. This weakens our trade position and can affect the value of the ringgit. All of the problems show that Malaysia needs strong and effective economic policies to ensure the long-term stability and growth.
So hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about the solution to overcome the macroeconomics problem. let's look at the solution. There are two major tools that government and central bank use to stabilize the economy: fiscal policy and monetary policy. First, fiscal policy. This is all about the government spending and taxing. When the economy is struggling, the government can increase spending on things like infrastructure projects, building roads, bridge, and school, which not only improve public service but also create jobs and boost demand. They can also spend more on public welfare programs like healthcare and education to support people and keep money flowing through the economy. So second, we have monetary policy. This is controlled by the central bank, for example, the Federal Reserve in the US. One of the main tools here is adjusting interest rates. When inflation is high, the central bank may raise interest rate to make borrowing more expensive and reduce spending. On the other hand, during a slowdown, they might lower rates to encourage business and consumer to spend and invest more. So third is job creation. One of the most effective way to strengthen the economy by creating more jobs. This can be done by promoting entrepreneurship, which encourage people to start their own businesses and create employment for others. We also need to focus on digital jobs training to prepare the workforce for opportunity in tech and online-based industries. And finally, economic diversification. Relying too much on one industry like oil or agriculture can make a country vulnerable to global shocks. That's why it's important to diversify the economy. We should invest in the digital economy, which includes things like e-commerce and IT services. There's also need growing to support green technologies like renewable energy and sustainable practices, which not only help the environment but also creating jobs.
So, in conclusion, Malaysia is currently facing several macroeconomic challenges, including inflation, unemployment, and trade imbalance. However, with the implementation of effective fiscal and monetary policies, the country has the potential to stabilize and strengthen its economy. Collaboration between the government, private sector, and Bank Negara is essential in addressing these issues. By continuously monitoring global trends and adapting swiftly, Malaysia can achieve sustainable economic growth and long-term resilience.